Hey everyone, okay, so today we're going to be going over another way to do eyeshadow because I think that it's one of the most complicated parts of makeup, eyeshadow, particularly now with social media. You know, many years ago, it would just be a little bit of color on the eyelid and that would be it. Beautiful days. So I've just groomed this eyebrow. I'm just going to apply a little bit of translucent powder on my eyelid so that it glides on. So I'm going to use a burgundy shade for this. The reason being is because I like the color and also it needs to stand out because the lights are so bright in here. So I've spoken about some things before, but we're going to just talk about it again. So this is the tail of your eyebrow. This is where it ends. So you have this amount of space to do your eyeshadow work. So all the way around up to the tail. Very rarely do you want to go out past the tail because it looks a bit weird. And the other thing to think about is if you're going to create a round eyeshadow that's quite rounded like this, it's going to look really odd if you've got a very long eyebrow, because then you've got a circle and you've got this sort of oblong. So you need to bear that in mind. Okay, so let's just make a start, shall we? So always look straight forward into the mirror, which is quite difficult for me. So look straight forward, take your brush. So I like to use a really small, let me get that into focus for you, pencil brush to do crease work with. So this is the number 5 brush, which is my brush. So looking straight ahead, I stabilize because I'm old. And I'm starting right here because I know that this is just above the crease of my natural sort of eye. And you want to stop about 1/3 of the way in. Actually, I've gone a little bit far, but it doesn't matter. So this is the beginning stages. Now what we're going to do is go underneath the eye, so stay right here at the lower lash line. And then drag it all the way in. And don't worry about it being, you know, too precise yet, because we're going to deal with that in a minute. So now what you want to do is connect this space. So just connect it really lightly. So this has given us, I can't see a bloody thing. So this has given us the shape. It's actually not because I can't see what I'm doing. Let me just get in a bit closer here, just so I can join up these two. Now it doesn't have to be perfect because what we're going to do is we're going to blend. So again, my blending brush. Now you notice here as I come out here, it is exactly in line with the end of my brow. So that's how you get your guideline. And now what I'm going to do is soften this color, and I'm only going to soften it a bit because I want to show you something else which is quite cool. And you can see it's coming right the way in now that I'm starting to blend. So remember the mantra that what you blend extends. Before I go on, I'm going to take some more of that deeper color and I'm going to start right here at the lash line. And I'm going to scrub this all along the top part of my eyelid. And again, I don't care if it's not perfectly neat, it doesn't have to be just yet. Okay, so now that that bit's on, we're now going to, with the same brush, just blend this to smoke it out. And then we're just going to go back into the crease. And as you're blending, I want you to now start to think about pulling the eyeshadow up so that it fades into the brow bone area here. So this bit all starts to sort of bleed into one. And we can add shimmer there in a moment. And don't forget, you can blend out underneath the eye as well. Now, what this has done is it's given us space here. So we could put something really light on this and it would give a really kind of cool take on a smoky eye. So what I'm going to do is just reinforce what I've just done here. So I'm going to go back in to this crease, or this fake crease. I'm going to go back over this because I just want to reinforce the intensity, and then we'll put something bright and shiny in the middle and maybe something on the brow bone. So just blend it out. And then blend the crease, the lid. And don't worry if, you know, some of that colour starts to transfer onto the lid, because it's going to, especially if you've got small eyes, but it's fine. And then make sure, you know, there's barely anything on the brush now, but again, especially with my eye shape, which is quite a small eye, eyeshadow looks better if this area here is brought up and then the brow bone is left to be slightly lighter, because it gives the illusion in my eye of lifting the eye and making the brow bone area here a bit more prominent. If you want to use something shimmery, you can. I like to be a bit light-handed with shimmer here, and then I just sort of, you know, go in with my finger. So just blend it and then knock off any excess. And now also we could go in a little bit more to really go for it with a bit of a black right here at the lash line. Remember, sometimes when you're doing makeup, it can look a bit sort of crazy until the eyelashes are on and everything is complete and there's cleanup. So don't panic. So I'm just going to darken that a bit. And we're going to add something really shiny in the center. So I'm going to go for this color here because it's the first one that I picked out. And it's Aurora by Hourglass. And apply it in the center of the eye. And then with your finger, just go all the way over, and you're going to go over that black. And that's absolutely fine because you've still got it coming through. But you could go back in and reinforce it if you wanted to. And then you could go back over it again. So you're really getting that kind of smudged in look. Doesn't matter. So now what we need to do is clean up underneath. So I'm going to use a mineral concealer. So I'm going to use my large blending brush. And I'm just going to clean up because I've got mineral makeup on, so I might as well use this. So I'm just going to clean up underneath the eye area, and this will make a big difference to the overall look. And then when we get mascara on, this is why I say sometimes that when you're doing eyeshadow work, it can look a bit crazy until it's all complete. There you go. So I've cleaned up underneath the eye with a bit of mineral concealer. I used the Lily Lolo in Nude underneath the eye just to, you know, brighten it. And I've got mascara on, and that completes the look. So this is just another way to do eyeshadow. But you can see it's in line with the tail of the brow. It's blended upwards here, and it's left the brow bone still exposed. And because I've got small eyes, you can just see when you blink that that shimmer will, you know, come through. And you can, I mean, if you really like it, and why shouldn't you, you can go mad with it and really, you know, pop it on there. Ugh. Tell you what, mascara's no fun at all. But there you go. That's another way to do your eyeshadow. So I just thought I would share that with you because that's just the kind of guy I am. Just a guy sharing makeup tips with one eye done. I'm getting too old for this. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.